What? How did I get here? Those sprunks caught me? 2 of them, a pink one and an orange one. They're not just guards, they're a team against me. If one of them blinks, the other one will definitely back me up. I have to find a way out before they decide to step up their defenses.
I told you this was a trap. Those 2 are on duty here for a reason. It's like they knew in advance that you were going to show up. The problem is that escaping from this prison will be twice as hard. One could be outsmarted, but the 2 of them definitely won't let you go.
You're in serious trouble, Yarnaby. These Spranks are not like the usual guards. They work together and seem to know your every move in advance. If you want to get out, you're going to have to think ahead and be faster than ever.
Ha! That's the fun of it. 2 against 1. Not fair, of course, but more interesting. I wonder if they're just patrolling or if they can anticipate your movements. Maybe they have some other secret traps hidden here?
I wouldn't make any sudden moves if I were you. If one doesn't notice, the other will definitely react. Maybe try to break them up or distract them? If their teamwork breaks down, then you might have a chance to get out.
Those 2 clearly aren't gonna let you just go. But I wonder why they're working together. Maybe they have a weakness that can be exploited? If you can find a way to separate them, your chances of escaping will increase.
Look, Yarnaby, since there are 2 of them, you need something to separate them. They're obviously stronger together, but if one is distracted, the other will remain vulnerable. Maybe we could try to lure one of them into a trap. There are definitely some mechanisms in places like this that can be used.
Good idea. If I could make them start arguing amongst themselves, maybe play on their colors, like saying one of them is weaker than the other. If they start competing, it would give me a chance to escape.
Or use speed. Those Sprunks may be strong, but they're hardly as fast as you. If you find narrow passages that are hard to run through with 2 of them, you can leave one behind and take them apart one by one.
What if you run them into each other? Like, make one randomly attack the other? Then they'll be busy squabbling, and you'll quietly escape. The main thing is to provoke them properly so that they believe it's their own mistake.
You could try a stratagem. If you could hide and make them think you've disappeared, they'd start to panic. When enemies lose control, they make mistakes. The only question is, where in this prison can you hide like that?
What about bait? Find something bright, like pink and orange objects, and scatter them around like they're important artifacts. Maybe they'll each want to take their color and they'll disperse, then you can act on it.
Okay, we need to figure out where these Spranks have weaknesses. They're strong together, but no one is perfect. Maybe one of them is slower or reacts worse to sudden movements.
Good question. The orange one seems to be more aggressive. It rushes right into the chase. And the pink one is more observant, like it's waiting for the right moment. So, you can provoke the orange one into making a mistake and then deal with the pink one.
Or vice versa. If Pink is cautious, then he may be afraid of unexpected situations. Maybe if you abruptly change your route or pretend you're going to one place and then turn around, he'll get confused.
Another option is to check how dependent they are on each other. What if one of them can't see well in the dark and the other is afraid of water? Maybe the prison is set up so you can use their fears against them.
They're definitely different attack styles. The orange one seems to rely on strength, which means if you lure him into a tight spot where he can't swing, he'll be useless. And the pink one might be faster, but not as strong. So in open terrain, you might just be able to outrun it.
You can also test their reactions. Maybe if you stop abruptly, the orange one will just run past and the pink one will hesitate. Then you can quickly turn around and go the other way.
Look, Yarnaby, what's better, trying to sneak out stealthily or running at top speed? If you make too much noise, they'll notice right away, but if you move quietly, it might take too long.
That's the thing! If I run at full speed, I'll have a chance to break through, but if they're faster, I'm finished. And if I try to hide, I need to make sure there's somewhere to hide. The question is, are there any hiding places or just open corridors?
If the prison is built like an obby, there are probably more traps than dark corners for stealth. These places often have platforms that disappear, and lasers that make it hard to slip through undetected.
But stealth can work if they're not watching you too closely. For example, if there are vents or secret passageways, you can just go around them and not risk a chase.
What if you combine the two methods? For example, move stealthily at first until they notice, and then, when you find a good route, rush forward. If you catch them off guard, you can gain an advantage.
It's also important to understand how they react to sound. If noise attracts them, you can purposely throw something in one direction to distract them and go off in another. It's the perfect combination of speed and stealth.
We need to figure out exactly how these sprunks attack. If both act the same, you can come up with a simple escape plan, but if each has a different style, you'll have to adapt on the fly. One may be faster, while the other is stronger, and if you choose the wrong tactics, they can easily cut off all avenues of escape. It's important to watch them closely to understand their weaknesses and not fall into a trap.
Yes, I've already noticed that the orange Sprunki acts aggressively. As soon as he sees a target, he immediately rushes in pursuit, not thinking at all if there's a trap or obstacle ahead. He relies on strength rather than tactics, and this can be used against him. If he doesn't analyze the route, you can make him chase me into a dangerous place where he will get caught himself.
Pink, on the other hand, seems more cautious and calculating. He doesn't rush forward right away, but as if he's waiting, watching where you move to pick a convenient moment to attack. He may not be as fast, but if you make a mistake, he will use it immediately. So you can't let him dictate the pace. You have to create a situation where he can't adapt.
It turns out that the best way to deal with Orange is to outsmart him, to make him make the wrong move, and with Pink, on the contrary, do not give him time to think, confuse him with chaotic movements. If you change direction abruptly and don't let him predict your actions, he might get confused and make a mistake.
It's also important to understand how they work together. If they have a clear plan where one corrals and the other intercepts, it's better to split them into different sides right away. If they're separated, they won't have a chance to utilize their synchronicity and each will be left with their own shortcomings. Conversely, if they don't know how to interact, you can use them against each other.
You could also try testing their reactions. If you stop abruptly or make a false maneuver, maybe one of them will lose momentum or get confused. For example, if Pink relies on analysis, a sudden illogical movement might throw him off. And if the orange one is just running wild, you can pretend to run off to one side and then turn around sharply and he'll run right past.
It turns out that with Orange, it's better to use traps and unexpected turns, and with Pink, it's better to use chaos and unpredictability. The main thing is not to let them control the situation or they'll back me into a corner. I need to stay one step ahead and use their weaknesses against them.
You're almost at the finish line, Yarnaby. The important thing is not to panic. The orange one will probably try to block your way.
What the? Sprunki's big robot, but it's stuck. This is my chance. If I can take advantage of it, I'll defeat him for sure. Just have to act fast before he breaks free.
Wow, you've almost caught up to him, Yarnaby. If the robot is stuck, this is your moment to get out. Just don't lose concentration. The most important thing now is not to miss this opportunity.
If you can disable it or damage it somehow, the robot will no longer be a threat to you. This is a chance that can change everything. The main thing is not to hesitate and act decisively.
It worked! I defeated that giant. I thought that was it, the end, but no, I made it. Oh no, he's so close. We have to get out of here before he wakes up or I'll be trapped in his trap.
Are you sure you can slip out? That grandpa looks creepy. I'd probably hide.
Quiet. Grandpa could wake up at any moment. Try not to make any unnecessary movements.
Ha, that's a good one. You decided to escape and I would have continued to watch from a safe distance.
Oh no, he's awake. We need to move faster. This house is a trap. Even the floors and walls aren't what they seem. If I don't find a safe way out, I'm dead. He's already on my tail.
Are you serious? He's on your tail already? Run, Yarnaby, run. But be careful, things are clearly not what they seem here. I hope you can find a way out before that huge grandpa catches you.
Watch carefully, Yarnaby. Grandpa seems to have set traps everywhere. Every step could be your last. I wouldn't advise running if you're not sure of the path, or you'll fall into some trap yourself.
Wow, now this is going to be interesting. We'll have to see how you get out of this situation. You're only getting more and more tangled up in this house with each step. Seriously, it's like a nightmare in here.
What a weird house. It's really full of traps, and it doesn't seem like a safe place to be. If I were you, I'd look for footprints and follow them so I don't fall into another trap. It's important to stay cautious.
What a horror! You're trapped right in his house, and I don't know exactly how you're going to get out. If I was in there, I'd just sit quietly, but you're not. It's important that you don't fall into a trap that could be around every corner.
I have to move, even if the walls here seem alive. If I snag even one trap, he'll catch me. I need to find a safe place and hide. It definitely won't be easy, but I can't give up. Can I find even one corner where his traps can't reach?
You're definitely not alone in there. I think this house is like a maze, and Grandpa set the traps especially for people like you. But you have to focus and move fast. Don't miss your chance before he catches you.
Okay. If we move very carefully, checking every step, maybe we can get past. The main thing is not to make any noise at all, because Grandpa will wake up immediately if he hears any sound.
You are right, Yarnaby. We need to be like shadows. I've moved many times so that I didn't even leave a footprint, but if anything squeaks, we'd better slow down or he'll notice us.
Oh, I can walk very quietly, generally like invisible. But there's one problem. My tail might accidentally hit something and it's bound to make some noise. You have to be careful with it.
I can try to be quiet, but if I move slowly, I'll get tired right away and start stumbling. Hopefully I can avoid loud footsteps.
Well, I can't walk too quietly, but I can try to make the steps light. The main thing is not to step on the toys because if I do, the whole plan is a failure.
We have to wait until Grandpa is definitely asleep and then go through very quietly. I don't think it's worth the risk or he'll definitely notice us.
These trials are a real threat. If I fall, I'm definitely out of luck. But how can I find my way out in this house? There are so many obstacles and it seems like the door is hidden somewhere. Maybe it's not so far away if you look around carefully.
Careful, Yarnaby. I can see you balancing on the edge. Take your time, rather look carefully to see if there are other paths or weaknesses you can exploit. Take your time and the way out will find itself. You just have to approach it wisely.
I can help if things suddenly go wrong, Yarnaby. But I think you can find a way out if you just think about it a bit. Maybe take a look at the wall or the floor. There might be a hidden door somewhere. You just have to be patient and pay attention.
Yarnaby, you can do it! Just move carefully, one step at a time. There's no need to panic if you suddenly don't see a way out right away. I'm sure you won't miss it if you just look carefully and look again.
Don't worry, Yarnaby. You are quite capable of finding a way out. It could be a hidden door or something we just didn't notice before. You're getting closer to success step by step. Just keep your composure, and it will work out.
If you don't find your way out the first time, don't despair. We're all with you, Yarnaby. It might be worth checking this corner, or maybe you'll spot something elsewhere. We'll keep looking until we find it. Anything is possible if we stick together.
Here it is, the Great Hall. It seems like the whole space here is just huge. But now I have to be even more careful.
Wow, this place is spacious. I think this hall may be hiding many interesting details.
Wow, a bazooka! That's exactly what I need to tackle this robot spider. But he's no ordinary one. There's a grandfather sitting inside. So this isn't going to be an ordinary battle. We have to act fast and accurately, or he won't let me go.
Wow, this isn't just dodging traps anymore. This is a real fight. Yarnaby, don't relax.
Phew, I made it! That robot with Grandpa inside is no longer dangerous. But I'm not gonna stick around. We need to get out of here as soon as possible. It's time to get outside and find a safe place to rest.
You did it, Yarnaby! But don't relax. There may still be dangers ahead. You need to get outside soon, lest you fall into another trap. You need to be careful, and don't forget that Grandpa might come back.
Wow, you win! But don't stay out too long, Yarnaby. You'll be safer outside, but there could be trouble there too. Just keep your guard up and move fast so you don't get into more trouble.
You've done well, Yarnaby, but don't forget that escape isn't victory yet. We don't know what awaits you outside. Move quickly and pay close attention to what's going on around you. You need to act fast.
Well done, Yarnaby. But the outdoors can be a different kind of challenge. You need to be ready for anything to avoid getting into even more difficult situations. Move carefully, for every step can be decisive.
You've done it! But don't just stand still. We need to get to a safe place to recover. It'll be easier outside, but there may be surprises there too. We're with you if you need us.
I have climbed to the top, the mountain of victors. This is the place where I can feel that I have truly won. But this is not the end. There may be something important here that will tell me how to move forward. It's time to look around and see what this peak hides.
Wow, you have climbed so high, Yarnaby. This is a symbol of victory, but now we need to seize this moment.
Hi, friends. Today we have a new mission. I have to find and rescue the kittens that are hiding somewhere in this strange place. But of course, it won't be that easy.
Yeah, especially when there are giant dodge heads everywhere that clearly don't want you to save anyone. It's not just going to be a challenge, it's going to be a real rescue operation.
The important thing is that the kittens don't turn out to be as gigantic as those heads. Can you imagine rescuing a kitten and it's the size of a house? How do you carry it away then?
Wow, look where we've ended up. Space, huge bones. Yarnaby, you definitely need to be careful. Imagine if those are someone's real bones. Maybe it's inhabited by giant skeleton dogs who wouldn't like you jumping on their bones at all.
Well, thanks, Baba. Now I'll jump with double the caution. Although, come to think of it, it's kinda cool to parkour over bones in outer space. I hope gravity works well here, or I wouldn't want to fly off into infinity.
Ha! What a challenge! Jumping on bones in space is definitely something I haven't seen before. I wonder if there's no gravity here. Can you just float forward like in water? Although, knowing the games, you'd probably stumble and fall right into an endless void.
Imagine if these dice are the traces of past players who failed the challenge. They jumped, fell, and then became part of the level. Oh, okay, I won't scare you, just kidding. Although, who knows?
Uh-oh, this is the place. The bones look fragile, so you better jump carefully, Yarnaby. Wouldn't want them to crack under your feet and send you into free fall. I wonder what's underneath, though. Hopefully something soft.
Hey, I wish I had been on that challenge. I'd just lie down on one of the bones and enjoy the weightlessness. But no, instead we're all nervous for you here, Yarnaby. Come on in already, or I'm beginning to think you're stalling on purpose.
There you go, Yarnaby. And you thought it would be an easy walk. Look, you have to calculate every move, or you'll be flying into endless space. Imagine what it's like to fly and not know where you'll land, though probably nowhere. So, be careful.
Yeah, I thought the first trial was just a warm-up, but this is such a challenge. These bones are so narrow and gravity feels like it's playing against me. One little mistake and it's goodbye space parkour, but I won't give up, I just have to focus.
Huh. Well, Yarnaby, this isn't a walk in the park. This is a real space ride. I wonder if there's a secret way to go faster. Like, if you jump on a bone at the right angle, can you jump over several at once? Though if you miss, well, you get the idea.
It seems to me that these bones are getting thinner and thinner. Or is it just stress? Imagine if there's a huge skeleton dog waiting for you at the end, watching out for whoever steps on his bones. That would be scary, wouldn't it? But you're not scared, are you, Yarnaby?
Uh-oh. I'd be downstairs by now if I were you. Or rather, in the void. Yarnaby, you have better reactions than I do, so I hope you can handle it. The important thing is to take your time, because that bone looks so slippery. It's like someone in front of you has already fallen and left footprints.
Well, it's understandable. This ordeal is not for me. I'd just sit here and not move so I wouldn't take any chances, or actually go to sleep on the first bone and wait for someone to find me a safe route. Yarnaby, why don't you go through first, and then tell me how not to fall?
Well, Yarnaby, one thing is done. The first kitten has been found, but how many more are to come? The main thing is not to relax, because further trials may become even more difficult. Although, maybe the kittens will help you. For example, will meow towards the exit? Or is that too optimistic?
Okay, here comes the real test. It's not just bones in space anymore. Every jump is risky. And that head, it's just waiting for me to stumble. You know, it certainly adds to the adrenaline, but at the same time, I wish I could fly now.
Ah, that's it. Now I'm going to worry about your every move. Just imagine the sound this head will make if someone falls off. It's going to be the creepiest crumb crunch in history. So, Yarnaby, go ahead and jump carefully. I don't want to test what it's like to be lunch.
What a challenge. It reminds me of a musical rhythm. If you're moving at the right pace, everything goes perfectly. But if you get out of tune, you fail. Maybe if you pretend you're jumping to the music, it'll be easier?
It's a nightmare, Yarnaby. One false step and you're no longer a hero but someone's breakfast. I think that head is even licking itself as it watches you walk by. Maybe it already has a list of potential victims?
Well, as they say, the important thing is not to look down or into that huge mouth that's already open.
Well, the second kitten is saved. But listen, Yarnaby, that wasn't just jumping, that was a lot of sweat. Are you all right up there? Maybe you should take a break before the next challenge. Although, knowing you, you're already rushing forward without stopping.
Phew, that wasn't as easy as it looked. That kitten was stuck in such a place that I had to give it my best. Jumping, balancing, taking risks. But it all worked out in the end.
Uh-oh, Yarnaby, watch your step. There's obviously something wrong here. One wrong step, and you'll fly straight into the jaws of the huge head. I'd move slowly if I were you, but of course you'll jump right in. Just don't take too many risks.
Yeah, it looks like you have to not only jump, but also guess where to go. If I pick the wrong square, I'm going to fall straight down. I wonder if it's logic or pure luck. If it's just random, I'm definitely screwed. Okay, let's try to calculate it.
Wow, I love reaction tests, but when the ground literally disappears under your feet, it's too much. Come on, Yarnaby, turn on your super reflexes and guess where you can stand. Although, if there was a clue here, it would be too easy.
What if each square had some sort of clue? Maybe the color is slightly different? Or there's a barely noticeable crack? Yarnaby, look closely. If you just jump randomly, you won't last long.
Phew, that looks intense. Just imagine, you're jumping, sure you're fine, and the ground just disappears. I'd do a real investigation before every jump if I were you. Maybe even make a theoretical table.
You know, if this floor was made up of pillows, the ordeal would be a lot more fun. Really, Yarnaby, imagine jumping, falling, and a soft landing. But here, you better not make any mistakes, or this giant head is obviously not going to greet you with pillows.
Wow, Yarnaby, you're a real master at finding kittens. I definitely wouldn't have been able to take the strain with those failing platforms. And you not only pass all the obstacles, but you find the kittens. You're almost Kitten Rescuer of the Year already.
Ha! And this kitten was right in the way. But honestly, I don't know what surprises me more, the maze itself or how often I find these kittens. With tasks like this, you either become a master or you burn out from nerves, and I still don't give up.
Look at him! Just like a true hero, he found another kitten at the exit. Yarnaby, you didn't just go through the mazes, you saved the kittens and brought them back to their mom. Worthy of respect.
Hey, Yarnaby, you're just pumped. You did everything to perfection. Kitten, mommy, everything just right. See, you're officially a kitty hero now. You can't argue with that.
Hey everyone, today we have a special challenge running from giant flying heads. It's like a nightmare but with checkpoints. I hope my legs are ready for a marathon because jumping sideways isn't going to work here.
Yeah, and the best part is, no one knows how smart these heads are. Do they just run or can they predict our movements? What if they learn to think, or worse, talk? Imagine they'll yell, "I'll eat you," and burst into laughter.
Yarnaby, are you even sure you have a strategy? Or is the plan to just run and hope your head gets tired before you do?
A strategy? Of course. It's called step on the gas and don't look back. The only rule is not to slow down, or the tadpoles will catch up and give me a personalized tea party. Without tea, but with my defeat.
Ha! What if you imagine it's a sports coach who just wants to motivate you? He's not racing, he's just testing your endurance. Come on, Yarnaby, run faster. Think cardio, not fear.
What if the heads really just lost their bodies and want to find them? Maybe they're chasing you because they think you're their missing body.
Well, then we have a great drama here. Imagine, a lone head looking for its body, but everyone is running from it. Wait, what if she has a body somewhere at the end of the map? Maybe we should just help her.
Phew, the first level is done. These heads aren't kidding. I've already thought a couple times that this is the end.
They lag behind and then speed up, as if they can sense when I'm starting to relax. If it gets any harder, I'm going to have to go into superhuman mode or I won't survive.
Congratulations, Yarnaby. But you do realize this is just the beginning, right?
A maze made of wood? It's not just a run anymore, it's a survival quest. The scariest part is that there could be this giant head around every corner, and I won't even be able to figure out where it is beforehand. I need to find a way out quickly before I get trapped in a dead end.
Now that's a twist. Now it's not enough to just run. You have to be able to think fast. The main thing is not to go into too narrow corridors, or if your head blocks the exit, there will be no chance. I hope you have a good memory, because memorizing this maze won't be easy.
I wouldn't move too fast at all. Imagine, you're running, you turn a corner, and there it is. Bang! Your head! Wouldn't it be better to peek carefully before turning? But no, if it's near, waiting isn't an option either. Anyway, good luck, Yarnaby. It's not just speed you need, it's strategy too.
Oh, what if the heads here aren't just racing, but can also change routes? Imagine, you think you're going to a safe place, and they've already blocked all the exits. I think this maze is a trap, and it's going to be a lot harder to get out than it looks.
If I were you, I'd try memorizing which turns you've already gone through, or like leaving some marks. It's a pity that there's no possibility to draw on the walls. Although, if you run just at random, there's still a chance to get out. The main thing is not to slow down.
Wow, now there's a sand level, and spinning platforms with heads. It's already like a ride, but a one-way ticket. Not only do you have to jump, but you have to time it so you don't fly down. If the heads move, it's the hardest part.
That's it. Now the game turns into a real acrobatics. You not only have to jump over the heads, but also to make sure that the platform at that moment did not slip out from under your feet. The main thing is not to panic, Yarnaby. It's all about precision and cold calculation.
What scares me the most is that the heads are standing there like they're waiting for you to make a mistake. They're there for a reason, right? Maybe they have some kind of strategy, or maybe they can jump at all. Oh, best not to check. Just move on.
If I were you, I'd imagine it's a show where the main character is you. You know, like in some difficult parkour competition, where only one contestant reaches the end. Imagine there's a crowd watching you, and you have to surprise everyone with your skills.
I hope there's at least a small section after this hellish zone where we can take a break. What if there's something even harder ahead? Like heads that shoot? No, let's not make up nightmares. Deal with those platforms first.
Yay, you made it. It was very legendary how well you jump over things.
Seriously, that head is gigantic. For some reason, it reminds me of the moon from an old game, you know, the kind that gradually approaches, and the further you play, the scarier it gets. Except here, it's right next to you, and you have to run away right now.
I think she looks like a giant snowman without a body. Well, or a balloon that someone painted and launched into the sky. Except it would be a lot more fun if it just flew up instead of chasing us.
I'm thinking, imagine if the heads weren't scary, but cute. Like, with eyes that wink and a kind smile. But no, then they'd be even scarier because they'd look suspicious. Anyway, let's leave it at that.
She reminds me of a giant bowling ball, only without the stripes and with a face. Imagine if someone launched such a thing into a bowling alley. It would be the most dangerous strike in history. Although, if heads could roll, it would be even harder.
I'd say she looks like a statue that suddenly came to life. Imagine if such heads were standing in a museum and then suddenly started moving. Phew, good thing that doesn't happen in real life. Although, maybe it does somewhere.
She reminds me of someone I know. I just can't remember who. Maybe it's just an illusion, but I have a feeling I've seen her somewhere. What if that head is us in the future? Oh no, let's not think about that. Let's just keep running.
Well, here we go. Another level is behind us. This game seems to have been made for me. No heads, mazes, or platforms can stop me. Maybe I should try going through this with my eyes closed. Although, okay, better not push my luck.
Yarnaby, do you even realize you're going through everything like this game is your own personal amusement park? The rest of us are panicking and running around terrified, and you're just flying forward like it's a normal walkthrough. Did they give you secret parkour skills at the start?
No, that's not fair. We're talking about tactics, about avoiding danger, and Yarnaby just runs through everything like it's a morning jog in the park. Maybe he's got a special talent. Or does he just read the minds of these heads and know where they're going to go?
I'm beginning to suspect we're not watching gameplay, but a superhero movie. If Yarnaby had his own comic book, it would be called Parkour Masterverses. Giant heads. Imagine how cool that would look.
Or maybe it's a conspiracy. Maybe the heads are just afraid of you, Yarnaby. They see you're too cool and they're staying out of the way on purpose. Or what if you yourself are the main threat to them and they're trying to escape, but they're just too slow?
I can already imagine all the other players in this game watching you and thinking, who is this legendary Yarnaby, and how does he get through everything so easily? If this keeps up, they'll start calling you the king of parkour, and you'll have to give master classes.
Phew, I think I'm finally feeling tired. Running non-stop is certainly fun, but even a legendary parkour master has limits. I guess this is the end of it, but I'll be back even faster and stronger next time.
Yeah, Yarnaby, you put on quite a show today. We were watching with bated breath and you just blew that game away. I think it's definitely time for you to rest after that. So come on, get your strength back, and I'll see you in the next challenge.
Okay. Wait. What? I can't jump. How am I even supposed to go through parkour without jumping? That's ridiculous. Okay, I'll try to get through this.
Wow, that sounds like quite a challenge. Going through an obby without jumping is no joke. I wonder what tricks you'll have to use to get to the end.
That's it, Yarnaby. You're going to have to think differently now. You won't be able to just jump over the difficult spots here, so be prepared to look for workarounds.
Ha! What a twist. I can't even imagine how to get through the obby without jumping. I hope there are some tricks here, otherwise it's just impossible.
Wow, it looks like you're in for a real challenge. I think everything here is built so that you'll be looking for other ways to get around. Let's see how creative you are.
Well, now every staircase will seem like an escape. What if you find yourself facing a platform with no way up? Oh, I hope you have a plan.
That's it! The guessing game! This is the worst challenge ever. One wrong step and I fall down, and getting back up without jumping would be a nightmare. Is there some hidden way to determine the right path?
Ah, that's it. There's either good memory or blind luck. But if you can't jump around here, then every mistake will cost you tons of time.
Wow, that's a real test of attention. You know, sometimes you can figure out the right path if you look at the right angle. Some platforms can be a little lighter or a little darker.
That's it! The real nightmare begins! The trials have gotten even harder and I still can't jump. How I miss that simple movement. Jumping would have saved me from these traps, would have allowed me to jump over the abyss, to escape from danger. But no, I'll have to get out of here without it. It's so hard.
Well, Yarnaby, now you'll really feel what it means to be chained to the ground. Jumping is freedom, and without it, any obstacle becomes a real challenge. Come on, I believe you can do it, but it's definitely not going to be easy.
Now your reflexes will definitely be tested. You're used to just pressing a button and jumping all over the place, but now you're going to have to think. The question is whether you'll be able to adapt or get stuck on these difficult levels.
I can't even imagine what it's like to not be able to jump in such a complex game. It's like being banned from playing the piano with one hand. It makes everything twice as hard, but maybe that's the point of the challenge?
Every move now decides everything. One wrong move and you either fall or get stuck. I think now you realize how important jumping is in this game. I wonder if you'll be able to complete the entire map without them.
Well, let's see how good you are in this mode. Without jumps, you're like a cat without claws. You can't climb, you can't avoid danger. But if you can do it, then you're really a master of traversal.
Okay, since I can't jump, what else would be just as important? For example, if they took away the ability to move left or right, I'd just be stuck. Or if I couldn't go forward, then there would be no point in the challenge at all. I wonder what else would be impossible to pass without.
Imagine if they took away the ability to stop. You'd just run forward, unable to turn or slow down. It would be horrible. Then every step becomes a trap, and every obstacle becomes the end of the game.
What if you couldn't turn the camera? You're running blind, not knowing what's ahead, not being able to look around. It would be a test purely of intuition, though it would probably just turn into a game of luck.
What if the platforms became invisible as soon as you stepped on them? You're walking forward, and then one thing happens and there's nothing behind you, no turning back. It would be a test of memory and speed, but it would be almost impossible to pass.
Oh, what if you couldn't stop and the platform disappeared a second after you stepped on it? Then you'd have to go through everything at perfect speed, otherwise it'd just be fall after fall.
Okay, what if the developers had made it so that the buttons were constantly changing places? For example, you press forward and you go backwards. You press right and you fall down. It wouldn't be a challenge. It would be pure madness.
No, who thought of that? I was just about to concentrate and then this face. It's like it's mocking me. I can't stop looking, but if I laugh, I'll definitely fail. Okay, I've got to pull myself together, at least try.
Ah ha ha ha. This is a real challenge. Usually you have to jump over chasms or avoid traps. But here your enemy is your own laughter. I think that face has already defeated half the players before the level even starts.
My ideal parkour? It's huge platforms that you can run fast on and no narrow paths where you have to balance. Also, if you could do super forward leaps to jump half of the trials, that would be perfect.
And I would do parkour on a trampoline. Just imagine. Everything is covered in soft platforms. You jump up like you're on the moon, and instead of traps, it's just pillows. Even if you fall, you just bounce back up.
I want parkour, where everything depends not on dexterity, but on intelligence. For example, riddles before each jump. Answered correctly. The bridge appeared, wrong, failed. So at least it would be interesting to think, not just run.
And I want parkour, where you can pass everything with music. Imagine, platforms appear in the rhythm of the melody, and if you step correctly, you hear cool music. If you get it wrong, the note sounds fake, and everyone knows you screwed up.
My perfect parkour? Pink, shiny, and, of course, scary. Imagine cute platforms, but if you stumble, they turn into creepy creatures and start chasing you. Adrenaline guaranteed.
And I would make the laziest parkour. You press a button, and the character himself goes through everything. You lie down, drink tea, and just enjoy how everything is done for you. That's what I understand the perfect game.
Okay, imagine this. We wake up and no one else can jump. That's it, it's over. What do? How do we get to the top shelves now? How do we play basketball? And worst of all, how do we cross puddles? It's gonna be chaos.
Well, the store's gonna have super strength ladders. Small, pocket-sized ones to carry around with you. And someone will definitely create mechanical shoes with springs. Although, then it'd be like jumping, so it'd be cheating.
I wonder what the Olympics will look like. Instead of long jumps, will there be long strides? And in soccer, will the ball roll around on the ground because no one can make an overhead pass? Oh, poor athletes.
But the scariest part is how to get on the bed now, especially if it's high. People will start coming up with special slides and ladders, and some people will just resign themselves to sleeping on the floor.
Oh no! What about the kitties? They won't be able to jump either. They'll have to climb rope ladders. That would be so cute and sad at the same time.
I'm fine with it. I mean, it means no one will have to make me rush somewhere anymore. Can't hop on the bus? Fine. I'll just sit around and wait for flying chairs to be invented.
I saw a game where you play as bread. Yes, just a piece of bread that has to crawl to the toaster to become toast. It's not just weird. It's a philosophy of life. Imagine being a piece of bread with the sole destiny of becoming delicious.
And I stumbled upon the stone simulator. You just lie down. That's it. You lie there, you don't do anything, you just enjoy being a rock. It's certainly cool for those who are tired, but playing it is a real challenge.
I once downloaded a game where you control one character's eyebrows alone. No arms, no legs. You can't even blink your eye, only move your eyebrows. I never realized what the point was, but I think you could fight with your eyebrows there.
I found a game where you have to take a cow on a date. You pick out her clothes, her hair, even her perfume. And then the other cows decide if they like her. I still don't know why that exists.
The weirdest game I've ever seen is a cleaning simulator. But not a regular one, but a magical one. You fly around on a broomstick and suck trash into a portal. Although, now I think it might even be useful.
All your games are too active. I found a game where you just watch the grass grow. Seriously. You sit and wait for new blades of grass to appear on the screen. I played it for 3 hours, and for some reason I loved it.
The finish line is near. I can feel the wind of freedom rushing towards me. Just a little bit left and I will prove that even without jumping you can be a champion. Come on, legs, don't let me down.
Come on, Yarnaby. You're almost there. If I had a flag, I'd be waving it like a fan by now. Although, maybe I should get a spoon and a pot and bang away, creating an epic finals atmosphere.
I wonder if an invisible wall appears just before the finish line? Oh, or a giant maze that no one expected? Ouch, okay, I won't jinx it. Run, Yarnaby, run!
I can already picture you flying across the finish line in slow-mo and the screen saying, "You're a legend!" Okay, maybe it'll just say congratulations. But we know you're the best.
Wow, that's what this mode is all about. I can zoom in and out. Can you imagine the possibilities? You can become tiny to get into tight places, or huge to jump over chasms, but it doesn't seem to be as easy as it sounds.
Yeah, just don't overdo it. Suddenly you'll be so small that you won't be seen at all, or so huge that you'll get stuck between walls. You have to calculate your size accurately, or you'll lose before you can do anything.
Well, maybe if you get really big, you could just crush all the obstacles? I mean, that would be awesome. But it doesn't seem to work that way here. See that wall up ahead? It's so low that in normal size you can just climb over it. But if you get too big, you can't get through.
Then what do? You have to shrink down to get through, but then immediately enlarge yourself back up. Otherwise, you just can't jump to the next platform. It's not just an obby, it's a puzzle.
What if someone accidentally gets too small and falls through a gap? We won't be able to find him then. Baba, don't shrink to the atomic level or we'll look for you with a microscope later.
Haha, come on! I'm small enough. I'm allowed. All right, I'll go first. Let's see how it works. If I disappear, know that I've calculated everything. I just went to another dimension.
Boo! Now that's what I call a size monster. Look how big my paws are. I feel like some kind of titan. I can just step over all the obstacles. It's the best feeling in the world.
Don't get carried away, Giant. You do remember that sometimes you have to get small, right?
Now that's something I don't like anymore. When I'm small, I have to run so fast and the distances are so huge. It's annoying. At my normal size, I'd get there in a second, but now it feels like I'm an ant dragging a lump of sugar on top of me.
It's more fun this way. You can slip into tiny crevices, sneak in where no one else can. It's like being a ninja small but dangerous.
I'm not a ninja. That's not cool at all. You run, and it feels like you're not moving. If it was possible to stay big forever, I would.
But if you always stay big, how will you get through the tight spots? Imagine you're so gigantic and you're stuck between two walls.
I'm thinking if I was big enough to jump across the entire map, it would definitely be a game changer. Can you imagine? I'd just jump and there I'd be at the other end. Sounds incredible, doesn't it?
Wow! If you really became such a giant, all those little details and obstacles in the game wouldn't matter to you anymore. You just jump over them. But wouldn't you forget about the traps? You have to be careful.
Oh, that would be cool. You just watch everyone trying to get through the map, and you jump from one end to the other. It's like the old cartoons where the heroes always solve their problems with one mighty jump.
Imagine you're so huge you can just step through anything in your path. It seems like all the players would immediately become your fans. But the only thing is, jumping that high isn't always so safe.
I think if you were that gigantic, it would not only affect your game, but all of us. We'd either be ecstatic or really, really scared, depending on how you landed.
Sounds fun, but what if you just jump over and end up stuck in some corner of the map? Or even worse, get trapped, because it's so easy to lose control.
I'm noticing that the trials are getting more and more dangerous. These traps are starting to await me at every turn. I have to be careful, or I can kiss my progress goodbye.
Oh, don't tell me. It seems the further you go, the harder it gets. More and more obstacles to catch you. You know you always have to be on your guard or it'll be too late.
There! You've noticed that, haven't you? Things are getting more serious, but you can handle it, right? Just remember to check everything before every move. That way you'll be safe.
Ah, yes. I see the trials are getting more dangerous. Traps like this can definitely throw you off the path. I hope you stay away from them, or else your chances will decrease.
Ouch. I don't like how things are getting more difficult. These trials are a real threat. I'd tread carefully around every trap if I were you, or I don't want to see you in trouble.
Hey, it's looking more and more like you're on the edge. These trials are getting more and more dangerous, and every wrong move could cost you all your progress. Pay attention.
What's that up ahead? Cows, pigs, and mud. Is this a new strategy for the trials? Why aren't they even trying to run away? It's very strange, but I don't think it's going to last.
This is not what I expected at all. Cows and pigs in these trials. Maybe there'll be some farm traps next? Or are they just trying to confuse us? Let's be careful.
Cows and pigs? Is this some kind of new difficulty level? Maybe someone decided to add some rural flavor to confuse us? Or is this something even weirder? I wonder what's going to happen next.
What kind of weird challenges are these? A rural atmosphere with cows and pigs is something new. Maybe they're preparing something even more surreal for us, but I can't figure out what yet.
Pigs and cows? That's an interesting choice. There's probably something even weirder coming next. Or is this just a way to make us confused? I think we'd better get ready for something unexpected.
Something I doubt these cows and pigs are the only challenges ahead. What if there's some other trap lurking behind them? Let's not forget the mud. Perhaps this is just the beginning of something even more dangerous.
I think it's better to be average size. Not too big so you don't get stuck in corners, and not too small so you don't lose speed. That's how you can keep your balance and get through the map without any problems.
And I think bigger is always better. Bigger size gives you an advantage in that you can get over obstacles faster. It takes more determination.
I think it's better to be small. You can slip safely through all those narrow passages, and it's easier to avoid all sorts of traps. Small means maneuverable.
It all depends on the situation. If you're too big, you'll have a hard time getting around some of the smaller parts of the map. And if you're too small, it's harder to keep your speed up. You need something in between to be flexible.
I would go for the middle ground. Not too big and not too small. It's important to find the size that gives you the best control without being too uncomfortable.
I've always said that size doesn't matter if you can handle challenges. But if you have to choose, I think bigger is safer, as long as you don't fall into any cliffs.
If you're very small, you can quietly skip past all the obstacles, avoid traps, and just be more agile. It's like a superpower to move quickly and stealthily.
I agree. Being small gives a huge advantage, especially when you need to get into tight places. Less chance of getting trapped, and the speed is much faster.
Yeah, and plus, you can hide from enemies and traps. Even if they spot you, you can still quickly hide in some crevice. Small means agile.
I couldn't agree more. When you're tiny, all those huge obstacles don't seem so scary. You can easily dodge and jump over small obstacles. Pure freedom.
If you're small, you can easily run away from big dangers. Take cover, crawl over all those big objects. And at some point, it can even play into your hands.
I finally made it to the end. It was faster than I thought it would be. Just like I wanted, it worked out just like I wanted it to.
Wow, this place already looks creepy. Baba, are you ready to be the star of the kitchen and pass all the tests?
I don't know about star, but if it comes to cooking,
Hey, what kind of locked trap is that? Who starts a game in a locked room anyway?
yeah. If this keeps up, I'm going to be the furniture in this kitchen. Maybe there's a hidden door?
Easy, Baba. There's usually something hidden in places like this. Look for a button, a lever, or at least a pot with a secret.
Okay, the door's open. The main thing is to keep it quiet. That Mr. Meeks looks like he's making trouble as well as soup.
Is to keep it quiet. That Mr. Meeks looks like he's making trouble as well as soup.
Ninja? You look more like a penguin, Baba, but it's not a bad plan. I'm in favor of a quiet escape.
Oh no, someone set a trap. Let's run, he's coming for us.
It's not me. Although I may have accidentally caught it with my elbow, but it doesn't matter. Run.
Well done, Baba. Now that culinary maniac's gonna fry us. Hurry up and get to your feet.
Stay together. I see a corridor up ahead. Maybe there's a hiding place.
If we get out of here, I won't touch another frying pan. I promise.
Catnap. No, 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 no. Are you okay in there? That hole was huge. I was beginning to think we'd lost you forever.
I'm fine. I just got a little banged up and I think I got a little fried. Honestly, I didn't even realize it was so easy to fall in there. I was actually looking for cookies. The smell was so tempting.
Cookies? Really, Catnap? We're running from Mr. Meeks here, and you decided to have a snack? That's one life down the drain.
Okay, the important thing is that you're okay. But can we please not have any more of these gastronomic adventures? We still have to get out of here.
I got it, that's it. Eyes only under your feet and no food. Though if it smells like pie, warn me in advance.
Okay, the platform is almost ready. Just wish it could hold us all. To be honest, I'm not sure this structure can lift even one catnap.
Hey, what's your point? I'm just fluffy, not heavy. Although, maybe these cookies gave me a couple extra grams.
Great, just what we needed. Cobwebs everywhere. I feel like a fly that's already gotten into the dining hall. I wonder if there are any spiders in here.
You, it's sticky. Why do all scary places have to be so unpleasant? Maybe one of you knows how to get out of this sticky chaos.
Okay, we need to solve the puzzle before Mr. Meeks gets here. We're running out of time, but if we work together, it'll all work out. I think we need to find the right sequence.
I see some buttons on the wall. Maybe we need to press them in a certain order. We have to think fast. Mr. Meeks is probably on our heels by now.
Let's not panic. This isn't the first time we've solved a problem. The main thing is not to let the buttons activate in the wrong order. Otherwise, we'll be sent back into this darkness.
He's definitely up to something. Look at the way he's watching. It's not just watching, he's watching our every move. We need to be faster than him.
Yes, that look is downright alarming. But we can handle him. It's not the first time we've been in this situation. Let's concentrate. The key is to be as precise as possible.
Almost at the top. I can feel the fresh air. We need to climb faster. The light is at arm's length. Streets, freedom, we're on the right track.
Up, up. We're almost there. But don't relax. It could be a trap. The main thing is to keep moving and keep coordinated.
We're outside. Look, everything is in snow. It's cold, but we're out. Now we need to act fast so we don't freeze. We have a chance. Let's not delay.
Snow. Well, at least the air is fresh. But it's so cold. If we don't find shelter, we'll freeze to death. I don't want to fall into another trap.
Snow, wind. It's definitely not what I expected, but still, freedom. We've got to find something to keep warm or we won't make it.
Baba, don't go near the fence.
And what's wrong with this fence? It's just an ordinary fence.
What the? That Mr. Meeks is after us again. It hurts. What's that liquid? I can't breathe properly. What is this place? We're in some kind of pink world. There are clouds and traps. It's not like we can just run away.
Be careful, don't trust those clouds. It looks like they're not just decorations, but part of traps. Let's move quickly and carefully.
I know it looks tempting, but anything that seems safe here can actually be dangerous. We have to keep it under control and not get caught.
Oh no, what is it? The rocks are hanging in the air and the fan is turning on to blow us away. We need to jump at the right moment so we don't get trapped.
We need calculation and speed here. We have to jump fast or the fan will blow us away. The main thing is not to lose balance and to act in a coordinated manner.
Catnap, no, you have fallen. Now we have only one life. We have to be very careful or it's all over.
It's bad, but we're still not giving up. One life is a chance. We'll get through this stage, I'm sure of it.
Don't worry, I'll still help you. The main thing is not to make mistakes. It's up to you two now.
Okay, we need to be very careful. When the fan turns off, we need to jump at that very moment. We have to move quickly but carefully, otherwise we won't make it in time.
I'm ready. Come on, just don't get lost. We can do it. The main thing is not to be afraid and act synchronized. When the moment is right, I'll jump first, and you follow me. The main thing is not to make a mistake, or we'll have to start all over again.
I fell. Everything we did went down. Okay, no time for regrets. We've started again, and we've got a chance to get through this right. Let's not waste any time, guys.
Don't worry, Yarnaby. These things happen. We'll try again and be more careful. The main thing is not to panic and watch the fan so you don't get hit by it.
Haha. I knew falling was part of the adventure. That's okay, we'll be smarter now. The main thing is don't take a step back and everything will be okay. Oh, and also, if we don't fall into the trap, I'll treat you to something delicious afterward.
Now we know where the trap is and how to get around it. The main thing is to take your time. Every step must be careful not to hit the fan. We can do it. Let's concentrate.
Uh-huh. Now I see how everything works. Let's go through quietly, like real spies. The main thing is to stay in rhythm and take your time. Come on, Yarnaby. You lead and I'll follow.
Now I'm going to be the master of silent travel. I'll be like a shadow, not a sound. Get ready, boys. We'll do it without a single mistake.
This house, it looks strange. Dark windows, some strange details everywhere. What if there are even more traps inside than we expected?
I sense that Mr. Meeks likes to decorate his rooms with all sorts of oddities. There is clearly something hidden in here. We must be careful and look around carefully. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a trap in every room.
There's definitely something wrong here. I can even hear some weird noises coming from inside, like someone or something is watching us. All right, guys, don't relax. Better keep your eyes open. Wouldn't want to get caught in his net.
Okay, the main thing is not to drop the platform. If we do it right, we have a chance to get through this place without any problems. No rash moves.
You're right, Yarnaby. We have to be extremely careful. If this platform falls, we'll have to start over again.
Oh no, it was me who accidentally dropped the platform. I should have been more careful. We were so close.
Don't worry, Catnap. Mistakes happen. The main thing is to stay on top of it. We'll get through this and do it right.
Yeah, it's okay. We can do it all again, but this time we'll be more careful. The main thing is to take our time and be careful.
Okay, let's set it very carefully. We can't afford to make a mistake again, so we need to be extremely careful.
We need to move the platform sideways a bit to get it to stand up accurately. I'll make sure it doesn't fall over.
That's it, ready? I'm sure it's holding. Now gently, one step at a time.
What does Mr. Mix look like? Well, come to think of it, he looks like a mixture of some kind of machine and a weird scientist.
What? We lost again. Why is it so hard to just get through this world?
There we go and failed again.
Wow, I think I'm in the hottest game ever. The floor is going to turn into lava and I need to figure out how to survive here. It's definitely not going to be easy.
The key is not to panic. Jump high and watch your paws don't get burned. I'd even make up a tune about it, but I don't have time.
I told you adventures could be dangerous, but we love a challenge, don't we? I have faith in you, Yarnaby.
Well, not stepping in lava sounds like a great start to the day. Jump in, friend, and show those platforms who's boss.
Shoo, I think I got out of that hot trap. I'm sitting at the very top of the tree now, like it's my own personal island of salvation. I'm not sure how long I'm gonna last up here, though.
Hey, aren't you getting too hot up there? If I had claws like that, I'd claw right into the bark and not move.
Yarnaby, you're like the king of the jungle in that tree. Just be careful. Lava has never been canceled.
It's a great tree to watch, but be prepared for it to catch fire, and I'd compose a symphony about you taking shelter in the crown.
Look, it looks like I won the first round. Oh no, it's not just a maze, it's a tricky trap. The trees are beckoning you to jump on them, but there's no time to lose. The lava doesn't wait.
Ha! It's too obvious. Did you really think those trees were a safe zone? Typical distraction trick.
Wow, that was clever. If it wasn't for your intuition, Yarnaby, you'd be jumping nowhere by now.
Wow, I'm stuck. There's almost no time and the lava is already getting too close. I think this is the end.
Don't panic. Even if things look bad, there's always a chance to get out of it. Or at least burn beautifully.
To be honest, I'd be screaming and jumping all over the place by now.
I think this icy mountain wants to freeze me before I even climb it. The ladders are slippery and unreliable. One wrong step and I'll fly straight down into the lava.
What an adventure. I love extreme routes. The main thing is to hold on tight and don't think about how you might fall.
Just be careful out there. Ladders on ice are a bit much even for our crazy challenges. Maybe there's a workaround?
Wow, a building made of wood on the very top of the ice mountain. I think that's the last stage. If I get there, I'll win this round for sure, as long as it doesn't start crumbling underneath me.
Even if there's no reward, the view from the top will be epic. The key is to feel victorious over the elements and savor the moment.
Try not to collapse this thing with all your might. The icy winds are already wreaking havoc. I'm betting it'll swing at the worst possible moment.
I'm betting it won't accidentally start burning at all. Imagine a wooden structure on a mountain with lava next to it.
Yes, I did it. At the very top of an icy mountain with not a drop of lava under my feet. Victory is mine. Wow, this is serious. A little castle with a real dragon skull? Is the lava going to get us here too? Looks like we're going to have to be as agile as possible and find a safe place higher up.
The dragon skull. I wonder if it's just decor or if ancient fire-breathing creatures actually lived here. They definitely feel right at home in a lava round, though.
Maybe this skull will give us some powers, like a dragon jump or immunity to lava? It would be great if the castle turned out to be magical.
I don't know, guys, but I feel like there's something weird going on here. I'm betting that skull is a signal for a new trap. Better be on the lookout.
If the floor starts melting, you're out of luck.
Wow, purple platforms flying straight up in the air, and everyone is moving chaotically. Going through this parkour will be a real challenge. You have to stay focused and not look down.
I agree. It's scary to take a step. If you miss even a centimeter, free fall straight into the lava. I hope my paws hold up.
Maybe it's all an illusion and the lava isn't real.
Wow, I love a challenge, but this is something special. I feel like I'm on some magical purple ride.
Oh no, how did I fall? Okay, I see the rocket. Now it's up to us to climb on it. The stars and planets around it all look incredible. The main thing is not to fall into outer space. That wouldn't be very nice.
There's so many planets around. I can feel the cosmic wind in my face. So, who's first on the rocket? Or should I get in line?
Whoa, did you really fall? Did you see that? But nothing. Maybe we still have a chance at salvation. We have to act now.
Okay, I'm clearly out of luck. A desert with inverted pyramids? Seriously? That looks like a trap. Gotta be careful not to get caught in some kind of sandy landslide.
Wow, inverted pyramids are new. I guess we didn't expect to see such scenery. But let's see what's inside those pyramids. Maybe there are secrets in there?
It looks like something ancient and mysterious to me. Maybe we should try and explore? But be careful. It might be too hot and dangerous in here.
Oh, I'm not sure it's worth going inside these pyramids. It looks like there are sand traps lurking around. Someone was definitely trying to trick us.
This desert can be pretty dangerous, but I love the way it looks. It's too hot to be comfortable, but I know how to deal with it.
I'm almost there, just a little bit left. These inverted pyramids are like they're tailor-made for me, but I feel like there's something wrong here. Have I finally won? Better not relax though. This could be another trap.
Wow, good thing you didn't jump inside the pyramid.
Lava is the kind of thing you don't mess around with. If you want to survive, the main thing is not to panic and always watch your step. I've noticed that it's best to stay on the platform and not move away from it, otherwise it'll be over quickly.
Aha, yeah. Well, the main thing is not to fall, or you fall into it and that's it. It's not cool. But to be honest, I like jumping on rocks. It's like playing a platformer. Except that if you speed up, you can jump too far and fall right into the lava. You have to be careful.
I've noticed that if you just watch your step, you can avoid the lava even in the most dangerous places. But when you're in a hurry, you lose your coordination. It's better to take it step by step, take your time. You can't ignore the lava.
What were we talking about, lava? Lava is not a big threat if you just stay in the high places. If you don't want to get steamed up, look for shelters. And of course, you shouldn't jump if you're not sure of your next move.
Yeah, let's not forget that you can't beat lava, you can only avoid it. So you just have to be careful and not think you can beat it. But if it's in your way, just run and don't stop.
Ugh, it's so high up here. Hopefully this beacon will help me find a safe place. Though if the lava suddenly throws me here, I'll be in trouble. But at least I'll be able to see everything from up here.
Oh yes, from the top of the lighthouse, it's a clear view. But if the lava starts to rise, I don't know how we'll get down from here. We'll have to jump on the fly.
I prefer the lower ground. At least it's less scary if something goes wrong. But heights like this, it's like a nightmare when you think you're about to fall.
If you focus on the fact that it's going to end badly, it will attract trouble.
What is this weird thing? A house of cards that also spins? I don't know where to run. It seems safe, but as soon as I start moving, it starts spinning and I lose my bearings.
Wow, this is definitely not a normal location. How can we even get out of here if everything's spinning? We certainly can't just jump around the maps when they're all so wobbly.
The location's too weird. No wonder you fell.
Oh, well, here's the last location. These colorful bricks. If I jump correctly, I'll end up right in the lava. I have to be as careful as possible.
It's like a giant version of jumping platforms. If every step is precise, you can make it to the top. But I feel like if something goes wrong, it won't be very pleasant.
I'm looking at those bricks with disbelief too. Yarnaby, remember that they can all be unstable. If you don't jump at the right moment, you'll slide down, so you'd better be careful.
Multicolored bricks? That can be fun if you don't take into account the lava under your feet.
Finally! I'm on top. It was tough, but I made it through. The lava is behind me, and I proved to myself that I can